Hi, Adam here. I sincerely hope you're having a good day. And if you're not, well, maybe talking about advertising will help. And if it doesn't, well, let me know in the comments below. But in all seriousness, what I thought I would do today is walk you through some of the advertising, some of the ads that are actually shown on my channel. Now, what I wanted to do here is a completely blind react. I first got this idea from Graham Stephan, amazing finance YouTuber, but essentially what was happening is a lot of people were running ads on his channel, which is sort of what happens here on YouTube. And he went through and watched them and reacted to them, and I thought it was really interesting. And his take was interesting as well, because while he's focused on finance and business, his insight into marketing was really spot on. And I thought, hey, this would be a really good opportunity as well to uncover some of those gems. And we could see and we could learn and we could evaluate which ads are good, which ads are bad, where they could possibly improve. And then you could take these lessons and apply them in your own business. So without further ado, let's hop over to my channel right now. And what we're going to do is we're literally just going to pick a video and we're going to see what happens. I have no idea how this is going to go. It could go very wrong, but let's find out.
If you've ever wanted to know what marketing is, how it works,
all right, so no ad right on the beginning. So that's a disappointing start. Let's try something else. Let's try, everyone wants to advertise on Instagram ad stuff. Let's see what they give us here. So we'll go right back to the beginning and we'll see what happens.
Is in the cards, which will walk you through.
Meet the all-new, all-digital Hudson's Bay MasterCard powered by Neo. Get double the points when you shop the Bay, plus get points everywhere else. And instant cash back at Neo partners nationwide.
All right, that one's not.
At your Bay.
That's not terrible. That's one that's probably worth discussing. So, okay, so we've got The Bay, which is a Canadian company bought by an American conglomerate. Regardless, decent ad. Now, here's the deal. With a credit card company, they're going to be paying premium rates. So good for me on that one. I probably cashed in on an extra 13 cents of ads revenue from that one going. This ad was good because it was catchy and fast paced and quick moving. There's a couple things though, in a couple areas of opportunity. First of all, you'll notice that we're only like 15 seconds in, which means they're going to be charged regardless. The way that the ad system works on YouTube is that if somebody clicks, the advertiser pays, or if they watch more than 30 seconds, the advertiser pays. So they have like an extra 15 seconds of time that they could have put in other messages that they sort of failed to do. The call to action is decent. Learn more. Sure, we'll take it. They've got their logo at the end. Apply, perhaps. Again, I think they could have probably gone with a stronger call to action. And for what it's worth, I actually already forgot how they started.
What do developers build on the SendGrid API? A service to send a password reset to a confused customer. A tool to send thousands of messages announcing a new song to those ready to rock. Twilio SendGrid. We can't wait to see what you build. What do developers build on the SendGrid API?
There we
a
go.
Service
okay.
to send a password reset to a confused customer.
They're just going to keep going.
Instagram.
There we go. All right, so the Twilio ad. Let's hop back in that one. So that was good because they started right away with like, what do developers something use Twilio for? And then they showed all of the different things. They could have probably made it stronger about developers. So what happened is, because that just started rolling right away, I kind of missed the beginning of it, which means that I'm going to get lost. Now, if I'm a developer, I'm probably familiar with Twilio, but if they're trying to acquire new customers, it would have made more sense to say that a couple times. It's like, well, what do developers do with Twilio? Well, they do this. And if you're a developer, you could do that, and developing this, and using other words throughout it. And again, with that stronger call to action, I think those are missing from a couple of these. All right, we found one. This is a slightly different version of a mid-roll ad. We basically have the banner down at the bottom. So essentially what ends up happening with a lot of different advertising platforms is they try to optimize the ad type to the viewer and the one that's going to give them the highest likelihood of actually clicking through. So here, they've probably noticed some behavior of like, I'm watching through, but I'm not clicking necessarily on the ads. We should change that. See if we can jog the algorithm a little bit. But regardless, they're going to pop up a banner ad. Now, in my decade-long experience running advertising, banner ads are typically the lowest converting form of advertising out there, with one exception, and that's if you're using it for some kind of retargeting or warm audience, meaning somebody's already visited your website, they've signed up for your email list, they're in your audience, they already know you, like you, somewhat trust you, and then you can use this to increase the amount of frequency or exposures that you're showing up in front of them for. So that's what's happened. Obviously, I visited AdRoll before. They've probably pixeled me, and so now we're seeing this ad. So AdRoll, for every marketing need, AdRoll has the answer. Now, here's the problem. That's super, super ambiguous and unclear. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I love to say clarity over creativity. This is kind of creative, but also kind of confusing, because it's like they should have probably said for every marketing question, AdRoll has the answer, or for every marketing need, AdRoll has the solution. Need and answer don't really flow together. Now, they do say retargeting and brand awareness down here, so those are more valuable words. You see, what's happening is when we're creating ads, we need to think of where the customer is in the journey and what kind of message we can put in front of them. Clearly, if you've got an ad on a YouTube channel about marketing, about business, about advertising, you got to assume that the market has at least a decent understanding of these different terms, of brand awareness ads, of retargeting ads. So I would probably have just come out and said that a lot more clear. Like, the best way to do retargeting, or increase your exposures of brand awareness with doing this, etc., etc. Again, clarity. And I like their logo, because then we get a little bit of some brand recognition. I'm not sure what's going on here. We got like a fist bump and some dollars, but the dollars are hard to see. So I don't know, room for improvement. All right, the search continues. Let's see what else we can find. Maybe we'll find another like mid-roll, pre-roll. Doodle-doo. Oh, we have an ad. Let's go. How to be productive. Throw away your to-do list with Vishen Lakiani and Nir Ayal. Oh, I love these guys. Let's see what they've got. They basically just stopped. Let's see if we can play it.
Getting started.
Oh, we didn't even get to see it.
That's
a shame. We'll watch this one.
Fill out this form, and the government's asking you questions, and then you go to the bank, and the bank is asking you the same set of questions. Using a website like Owner made that.
So this one's good.
It allowed me to get started quicker. So I was able to focus on things like business strategy.
Perfect. Let's pause that one for a second. So that one is good because what it's doing is it's essentially calling out the market right away, acknowledging the pains, acknowledging the problems, saying this is hard. These are the problems that I have. And then here's the solutions that I've got. So business strategy, customer service, marketing,
you know, the fun stuff. I recommend Owner because it's.
I definitely think marketing's the fun stuff. We'll carry on.
Easy and affordable. I had to.
Perfect. If you ever want like buzzwords for your advertising campaign, it's like easy. Obviously, free is good, except you tend to attract the wrong kind of person. Affordable is good, especially if you're in a niche or an industry where people are used to sort of higher price things or they're more budget conscious. Again, you got to be careful with the language that you're using because you may attract the wrong kind of person with like free, fast, easy. They're great words for ads because they draw someone in, but are you really attracting the right kind of person? And are they going to be choked when they actually have to pay?
To overcome a lot of challenges in order.
So this is cool. I had to overcome a lot of challenges. This is probably using actually, before I put words in my own mouth, let's see where this plays out.
My business. I'm an immigrant. I'm a college dropout.
Okay, I'm going to carry on with my thought. So what happens is when we use words like I had to overcome a lot of challenges is we're using a copywriting framework called feel, felt, found. So I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And then I found this thing. And in this case, owner.co. And my life changed and it's amazing. The beauty of this is that you don't have to necessarily call someone out and be like, are you struggling? Are you broke? Are you overweight? Are you depressed? Are you all these things that you don't want to necessarily accuse someone of being? Less crucial with YouTube ads, way more crucial with like Facebook ads and Instagram ads. You can't say that stuff. They'll just ban your account. But what ends up happening is you're able to be empathetic by sharing your story without being accusatory. So powerful, powerful story. Let's keep going.
Entrepreneurship always looked like.
That's also cool because when she went through those things, immigrants, single mother, etc., she's identifying with the audience, being empathetic for the people that they're trying to target.
It was out of reach to someone like me. When I discovered
growing her hairstyle into $1 million business. That's a sweet headline. I might have started with something like that in the beginning. It's tricky to say, obviously off the cuff, but some way of referencing the rags to riches story that I started with nothing. Now I've got this thing that's up here. It's a stronger hook.
What? Who? Me? Never in my wildest dreams
All right.
did I think that I would be this successful, but
I actually like this ad.
ad.
This one's pretty good. They're using a lot of graphic text as well to keep people engaged, and a lot of different changes.
Today.
Start something great today. Oh, taglines, right? I don't mind that they included their tagline, but it's like something, start something, way too broad, right? It's like start your business, start your dream. Even that's too broad. But like, we've got to be more clear with what we're saying. I know they just watched the ad, but like, this is the opportunity. And what's the offer here? I think the big thing that I want you to take away, especially with these ads, is that when we're coming to the end of them, the offer, the final call to action is like, go do this random thing, like get started or learn more, or it's not tangible. It's not this strong action compelling thing. Like click the button, sign up now, get 30% off, or speak with an advisor and they'll map out a plan for you. It's like, we're not getting anything really clear or anything that's pulling me in. Start something great. Sounds like a motivational statement I'd put on my wall. You'll see a new poster back there next week. All right. Let's see. I was really hoping for that Vishen ad, but maybe it'll come back again.
Tools available today.
Okay,
Namely
more
because
me.
they're owned by
Let's see if we can
Facebook.
find any
Catch you next
other
time.
ads here. We might get
You're
an end
literally
roll.
giving your
There we go. There's my Vishen ad. That worked out well. All right, let's dive in. We're gonna miss the first couple seconds, but we'll start.
self a set amount of time to get something done, right?
No. No. Quite the opposite. I don't want you to get things done.
No?
So, couple things. First of all, the audio was a little bit out of sync with the voice, and that's not ideal. Second of all, it's like you've got to hook people like literally within those 5 seconds. These are great guys. I love their stuff. Super smart, amazing companies, great books, like really good stuff. So you've really got to hook quicker with like, what's this thing? Now, fortunately, they did come out with that contrarian, polarizing statement. No. And it's all written out there in text, which again is a bit of a pattern interrupt. So it keeps things going. So let's keep going. Now, I'm going to safely assume that there's some kind of retargeting going on here, because if this was a cold ad to somebody who's never heard of these guys before, we're not really going to care about a sneak peek of a Mindvalley masterclass. Like we don't know what it is. We don't know why we care. So again, it's way more important to sort of hit things right out of the park. Now, we missed the first couple seconds, just the way that the ad rolled, but the title's How to Be Productive, Throw Away Your To-Do List. So that's sort of what I would want to start with. It's like, Nir, tell me, how do I become productive? Or why am I feeling like I'm so unproductive? Or why do I have all of these things that I need to do and never enough time to get done? And I end up procrastinating, have this problem. You probably just want me to do all this stuff, right? And then he can be like, no. That's completely backwards. Everything you've been told about productivity is completely wrong. All right, let's carry on.
This man is a legend in Silicon Valley. He's written 2 New York Times.
So that's good. This man is a legend in Silicon Valley. He's written 2 New York Times bestselling books, etc. But we're going slow here. Like, this is a slow moving ad. We're 20 seconds in. We have to remember, this isn't a video. This is an ad, which means that we're paying to get someone to watch. We're paying to get them to take some kind of action. And by having these like slow motion B-roll shots, by being a little more chill, I mean, of course, that is the vibe and the brand, but we probably want to pick up the pace just a little bit, just like that last video that we saw.
Bestsellers.
Now, sorry, this is what I wanted to say. This part's important because it's about the authority, right? Like, this is what this is about. This is why you should listen to me. I've written these books. I've done these things. Pay attention.
He's become one of the world experts in helping people develop the power of focus and become indistractable.
Okay, so rather than saying he's helped people develop the power of focus and become indistractable, which again, seriously, we got to check out these books. They're really good. But the point is, I'd rather pose that as a question because the brain can't help but to answer a question. Have you ever wondered how to increase your focus? Have you ever wanted to become indistractable, meaning you're able to get laser focus and da-da-da-da? In that case, I want to introduce you to Nir Eyal. He's written 2 best-selling books, etc., etc. The problem is when you present a solution without properly identifying the problem, it kind of just gets glossed over. Like, we don't really pay attention because it's not really relevant to us yet. So we don't know why we should care. But otherwise, Authority builder's
I
good.
don't want you to get things done. What do I mean by that? One of the things we talk about in the course is why to-do lists are one of the worst things you can do for your personal productivity.
So that's a good line. That is a polarizing, contrarian statement that I want at the beginning. Like, we're 40 seconds in, which means, man, people have left. Like I'd be curious to see what the view rate or the retention is on this video. Like, maybe 5, 6, 7% if the targeting is dialed in, but I'm guessing that a lot of people are just going to bounce because we just haven't hit them with enough reason to stick around, unless of course they know the brand.
If you measure your life every day by how many cute little boxes you check off.
All right, so this is good. So we don't really need to watch the rest of the video. I'm assuming, especially with a 3 minute and 11 second video, the rest of it is going to be kind of an education, edutainment style, advertorial, we call it. So it's like this sort of an ad with content behind it. So again, there's going to be some valuable lessons here. Where I'm curious is for the call to action at the end. So using the power and the magic of editing, let's just fast forward to the end. All right, and we're back a couple minutes later, and essentially the ad just finished. They went through some stuff. Vishen said, great, I love that. Then we see this sign here, which is sign up for free to watch the full masterclass in the link. I actually quite like that. So that's a decent call to action. Sign up for free to watch the masterclass, link below, etc., etc. That's solid, right? Because it's like we've just hooked them with the ad. We've got them to watch some sections of it. They're now more invested in it, and they'll also go watch the masterclass. So that checks the boxes for me. This is a different style ad than we typically run or I typically see. It can work. It typically works better if we're more on point or we keep things moving a little bit faster. That said, here's what's good about this ad is that there's congruence between the ad itself, which is a video, and the call to action and the next step, which is a video. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make on different ad platforms is taking somebody way out of context. Meaning if they go from a YouTube ad and then they go to a text-based sales page where someone's just used to watching all these videos and now they've got to read and they have really low conversion rates typically. Same thing as if we go from like an Instagram post or a swipe up ad or something like that. Well, we want to take them to probably obviously a mobile optimized, short, punchy, relatively assertive sales page rather than like a 3-hour long webinar or anything like that. All right, let's try one more, shall we? Let's see what we can find. Let's go back to the channel and we'll click another one on ads. How
Data
about?
onboarding has been a time-consuming and manual process for too long.
Okay, data onboarding has been a time-consuming and manual process for too long. I'm not sure how relevant this is going to be to most people in my audience, but let's keep going. We'll give them a chance here.
Between spreadsheet templates, writing custom scripts, and implementation services, getting data from a customer into your software takes a long time and costs a lot of money. It's a critical manual step in your customer's on.
All right, so we're talking about basically some kind of development where we're importing customer data into the software. Again, how relevant is this to an audience of business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers? I'm gonna say probably not tons. Like this is kind of a coding, a development, web dev type stuff. We'll keep going.
Process.
We'll see though.
With no easy way to get it done. Until now. Flatfile's data onboarding platform automatically converts, validates, and maps all of your data into the specific format you need. In just a few clicks, customers...
It sounds good, but I still don't really know, at least me personally, and I've been involved in this industry for a long time. I still don't know how I would benefit or how the average viewer on my channel would benefit from this thing.
Your data goes from messy and unorganized to validated and ready to use. With deployment options including no code, you'll be set up in minutes. Need to collaborate with your customer? Don't email sensitive spreadsheets back and forth. Flatfile lets you invite...
So here's what I would probably want to do with this. And this is mostly just because I'm not really sure what this is or what it does. I prefer when they start out with like, are you X, Y, or Z? Are you a busy business owner who's struggling to stay on top of customer information? Are you a web developer who's trying to find a no-code integration software that you can pass on to your customers? Are you a marketer who has mountains of data and no way to sort through it? In that case, you want to pay attention to Flatfile. We've got this thing that does XYZ. Essentially, call out who it is that you're trying to go after, call out the biggest problem they have, and then go from there. Now, they did try to call out the biggest problem,
Get your customer to a secure,
but I'm not
real-time
sure
shared
that I
workspace.
get it.
Now you can give your customer.
Have you ever watched an ad? Side note, you ever watched an ad and you're like, I literally don't know what they're selling or who this is for? So I see that all the time, and I don't get it, because it's one thing to spend time and money and energy creating marketing and not being really clear and just putting it out to the world and crossing your fingers. It's another entirely to put time and money and energy, and typically a lot of money, into advertising and not making sure that all of the pieces are lined up to give you the highest likelihood of success. So with that said, I think we're going to wrap it there. Let me know, what did you think? Did you get any big takeaways from this? Did you learn anything? Is there any practical, applicable lessons that you're going to be able to use in your business, in your marketing, in your advertising? Did you enjoy this kind of video? And if so, make sure to let me know in the comments below so I can do this again. On the other hand, if you found this completely useless and unenjoyable, let me know as well, because then I won't make one of these again. So we'll let the democracy rule here. Of course, if you have questions, leave them in the comments section below. I'll also make sure to link up a video right over here on advertising to give you some more tips and tricks and strategies to help you make sure that you're creating highly effective advertising. So with all that said, check out that video. I'll see you in the next episode.
The trouble is, if you don't understand this one simple thing about advertising your business, you're going to lose a lot of money very quickly.